Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. In 3 minutes, the Electoral Commission of South Africa will be giving an update on the results counting. If I may request all the journalists or cameramen to take their position so that we can do this press briefing and be able to ensure that we provide assistance to provinces as they wrap up the results. May I please have camera people settling down? In 3 minutes, we'll be proceeding with a press briefing from the Electoral Commission of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome once more to the Electoral Commission of South Africa. We're coming live to you from the National Results Operations Center. It's been another hard work of ensuring that officials throughout the country are finalizing and completing the counting. And it is indeed a very eventful Friday at the Electoral Commission. We're hosting all sorts of stakeholders at the National Results Center. Without much ado, we're going to be allowing the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of South Africa, Mr. Glenn Mashinini, to address South Africa on the update with regards to the counting of results throughout the length and breadth of South Africa. Chairperson, if you may please address the nation.
Thank you, Program Director, Ms. Kate Bapela, and thank you, South Africa. We are almost finished with this national responsibility. A short while ago, results from 21,889 of the 22,612 voting districts had been finalized, and the outcomes of the 2016 municipal elections is known in all but 38 of the 257 councils being contested. Work, as you can see behind you, is continuing to finalize these results for these outstanding councils, which include a number of district councils in the country. Some of them are the largest metros for obvious reasons. The data and the processing is taking slightly longer, but it's within our target time. These include the city of Johannesburg, Tshwane, eGuruleni, eThekwini, Buffalo City, and the city of Cape Town. We anticipate that these results will be known this evening in a few hours to come. That means this probably is the last opportunity we will have to speak to you in this forum, because tomorrow morning we'll be preparing this venue for the official results or final results announcement event to be held here at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I'd like just to punchline the point. The results have not yet been finalized by the Commission. We still have to process in terms of the Section 55 of the Municipal Electoral Act. Parties and candidates have until probably already, it was until 5 p.m. on the second day after voting, which was to allow them to lodge any objections which are material to the results. And we are then required as the Commission to take those things into consideration before we announce the final results. And a short while ago, as we speak, the Commission had received 49 objections, and the Commission will be meeting after this to consider each and every one of these particular objections. That does not include the others that have already been processed. Tomorrow, when we announce the final results, we'll have an opportunity to thank all of our partners in the election process. But let me make this opportunity to thank the members of the media for their role that they've played throughout the time in ensuring that the country and the world is informed about this beautiful phenomenon of South Africa's democracy. And we thank you for your robust engagement and questions that you engage all the parties concerned, including us. And this also has helped to showcase the elections of South Africa, that we do as a nation have something to be proud of, that we have such a capability that stands heads and shoulders above among some of its peers around the world. And we look forward to continuing this partnership in the upcoming by-elections and future elections, and especially also in that the areas we've identified that need continued and improved understanding by the voters of the voter education, the integrity of our systems, the integrity of the processes, and so on. And let me also thank all our key service providers that have been with us to ensure that most of the event has gone this smoothly. We thank them for their professionalism, and we thank everyone who has made the contribution. But as we indicated, we will be making a comprehensive expression of gratitude to all those parties here tomorrow. And I hope that we as South Africans can pat ourselves in the back and say, yes, we are a constitutional democracy. And I like, on behalf of my colleagues who are present here, the commissioners and the senior management, to say thank you all for your patience and waiting for us and the results and the cooperation that you showed to us. I thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Indeed, we are in the last 100-kilometer stretch. We can almost feel the end of these elections. I'm going to open the floor for questions, and let's see what issues needs clarity. I've got a hand here on my right. If I may request the colleagues who've got microphones to please assist us with the process.
Thank you. I'm Ranjini Mansami from the Daily Maverick. Yesterday, NC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe complained about the DA announcing the results from Nelson Mandela Bay ahead of time. They've just announced their projected results for Setswana. I just wanted to find out how the Commission feels like about that. Secondly, can you tell us the status of the objections you have received so far, and if those have been resolved?
All right.
Hi, Kate. Am I next?
Okay.
Am I next or
Where are you?
here?
Oh, thank you. Hi, Tula, I see you now. I see you. We're on a 100-kilometer stretch, don't forget.
I understand.
All
I'm
right,
also
thank
there.
you. Thanks, Tula.
Tula Sizwe Semelane from ENCA. Two quick questions. The first one, what is the status of the complaint that was lodged by the ANC in Nelson Mandela Bay? Can you confirm that? And secondly, some of the complaints we've been hearing from political parties and other, participants in the elections, such as the Forum for Service Delivery in the Northwest, relate to them finding ballot papers in places that are not voting stations or results operation center, et cetera, et cetera. And I know you've explained this before, that once it's been marked and it's been captured and everyone is happy, whether you find it outside or it really doesn't matter. But why don't you just deal with this issue of perception, if nothing else?
Thank you. Do we have another hand? All right.
Tembi Lendete from the University of Pretoria. I would just like to ask, earlier this afternoon, Julius Malema had his press conference and he indicated that he would not be taking part in any coalitions with any of the parties, so that if the two main parties have to go on a runoff, then that's what they should do. Have you guys made any contingency plans for a situation where there may have to be a runoff? How would that work? Is that even possible in the law?
Your question's noted. Let me take one more hand before we allow IEC panel to respond.
Thank you very much. My name is Mpho from
Mpho,
IEC.
kopa o eme hle Mpho.
Okay.
Ra fetsa ka je, we're almost done. Thank you, Mpho, ke a leboha.
Thank you.
Yes,
Ke tlo
ma'am.
bua ka Sesotho.
Ke a leboha.
Ke ne ke botsa hore commission e ka khona ho extenda nako ya 7 o'clock to 7. Hobane hona le batho ba sebetsang ko di molong, ko di shopping complex. Ha president a declare holiday, the business people bona ba bitsa ba bereki hore ba tlo sebetsa, ba qetella ba sa khone no vote. So hona le possibility hore IEC e ka khona extenda nako at least, because in any event after 7 we stay put ko site. So we might as well close the doors ka bo 11. Rather than re kwale ka 7, re khona ho fa baduli ba South Africa nako hore ba vote. Ho ya kgonahala na.
Thank you, Mpho. Allow my bosses to deal with that. Let me hold questions. Let me get IEC to deal with those issues.
Thank you very much, Kate and colleagues, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of South Africa. Let me deal firstly with the matter related to the leader of the DA making a pronouncement. There is nothing irregular or wrong with that pronouncement, in a sense that the fact that the Commission has provided 3 opportunities through which the public can get to know the results of the elections is actually testimony to the transparency that we have put into the process. Firstly, the results are announced at the voting station level. There are party agents there, and the party agents can therefore transmit those results to their centers, and they can be able to collate the results the way they want to collate the results. Secondly, we introduce an innovation. That innovation is that if you've got a smartphone, there is an application, IEC application, which provides you with the results of the elections, those captured and scanned, and therefore you can also be able to make a determination in terms of those results. The third aspect is that we have this center. This center is a platform for political parties, analysts, and any person who is interested to be able to see the results of the election as they come. The chairperson of the commission has indicated that even though the results are here for everybody to see, they are not official results because we still have to go through particular processes, but they give you an indication. The lead board here tells a story, and you can be able to follow that story and be able to come to some kind of a determination in relation to that story. From our side, we've got to deal with few issues. We've got to deal with what we call Section 65 objections. Section 65 objections are objections material to the outcome of the results of an election. It is only after we have exhausted the Section 65 objections of the Municipal Electoral Act that we can be able to announce the results. The chairperson of the commission has indicated that we are busy with the Section 65 objections. Of course, depending on how the commission looks at issues, we may, in certain instances, nullify some of the results, and therefore, what party agents may have given you at the local level could still change, depending on what we regard as irregularities that may have happened at that voting station. But there is nothing wrong in using the information on the lead board, because as I said, this lead board, it's a platform that we are using for transparency so that you understand and see the results of an election. The issue of the objections, there are various elements of objections. The objections that are lodged during voting, we refer to them as Section 51 objections. They are dealt with by the presiding officers. at the voting station level. But because the system also assumes that a presiding officer is not going to be necessarily the same as the counting officer, you've got what we call Section 59 objections. It is the verification of information coming from the presiding officer to the counting officer. Apart from that, we've got Section 62 objections, which deal largely with the sorting of the ballot papers. And we as commissioners deal with the last, which is objections material to the outcome of the elections, and that's what we refer to as Section 65 objections. The chairperson of the commission has already indicated some of the objections that we've been dealing with, but we will exhaust every objection that has been received by the commission before we announce the results of election as required in law. The status in relation to Nelson Mandela Bay objection, the African National Congress has withdrawn its objection, and we are comfortable as the organization moving forward with the announcement of those results tomorrow. The matter related to the ballot papers found in places where they're not supposed to be. Of course, it's a breach in terms of our system, and we've tried to emphasize this to our staff, that ballot papers are the most prestigious and precious commodity we have as a commission, and they must be guarded jealously. We will deal with that as a commission in those areas where transgressions have happened. But we are comfortable and confident that those ballot papers had already been counted, the results thereof declared, and there is nothing irregular in relation to those results. But of course, we still have to deal with this issue so that our staff do not leave our ballot papers, even after they've been counted, unused. On the issue of Mr. Malema and the EFF and the issue of collusion, it is not within our province to deal with that particular aspect. Our responsibility, as contained within the Constitution, is to organize, manage, and run the elections, to ensure that those elections are free and fair, and to declare the results thereof. So what happens after that, it is really not in the province of the Commission. The matter of extended hours for voting, remember that when we made this determination that we will now have a situation where we open voting stations at 7 until 7, it was a departure from the original arrangement. The original arrangement was that we close at 9 in the evening, but we did a study, as we normally do after every election. And our study indicated that the majority of people vote in the morning and very few in the afternoon. And after 7, nothing really happens. So this is really based on scientific information that we've got in our possession, and it informs our operations. And therefore, that decision is based on that understanding. I would like to believe that I've dealt sufficiently with the issues that were raised. Thank you.
Thank you so much, VC. When people are on the queue already, they can also be assisted. So it's not a matter of we're closing exactly 7, we close the doors. When there's still a queue outside, the presiding officer will make sure that those people are being attended to. Looks like we're ready and set for tomorrow. Let me thank the IEC panel commissioners as well as the chief electoral officer. We really are set for results. As I see a hand, VC, at the end. All right. Let me not lock you out.
Amogelang Bata from Bloomberg News.
Yes.
Just for planning purposes, we're expecting those final results out in the next few hours. Could you give us an estimation just for planning purposes, if possible?
Our planned program for tomorrow, we're starting at 6 o'clock. So 5 o'clock, the venue will already be preparing it for the event. Our planned schedule is 6 o'clock, from 6 o'clock to 7. And we will issue out, by the way, an invite to members of the media. If you may please RSVP, is going to be a double day tomorrow. So we're requesting whatever communique we send out. If you may please RSVP so that we can plan properly. But we will definitely give you enough time to can be able to be at the Rock when the chairperson of the Electoral Commission does pronounce the official results for the 2016 municipal elections. I thank you.